Hello, I'm Sai Bhavna, and today we are here for the UXT Assignment 1, where I'll be talking to an international student who has moved from his home country to US, and we'll be talking about the difficulties he faced in his transition. This will be recorded and it will be used for further purposes in the classroom as well as the assignment. So this interaction would be more or less 10 to 15 minutes, and you as the international student will be giving us more insight about how your transition was, how your journey was to the UF and to United States as well. So let's begin
Okay.
this interview. So first of all, I would
Okay.
like you to tell me a bit more about yourself and where have you come from and how is it? So if you're comfortable with it, let's begin.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Pavan Kumar. I'm from India and I'm from a city called Hyderabad
Mm-hmm.
in southern India. Uh, I've done my undergrad there in Hyderabad and I moved here for my master's. I'm a chemical engineering graduate.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think that sums me up pretty well. I don't think there's much special about it. Uh, I'm just exploring the United States
Uh-huh.
as of now and Gainesville. It's green, except that I didn't form an opinion yet,
Okay.
at least a bad one, not yet.
Okay. So, I
Yeah,
mean, this might sound a
that's
bit
about it.
personal, but how old were you when you first arrived at UF or when you first traveled to US?
Mm, I was 22, but almost 23.
Okay.
Uh, yeah.
Okay. So, like, was this your first international travel or did you travel anywhere internationally before, like abroad? Have you lived anywhere or have you traveled anywhere before?
No. No. I haven't traveled anywhere outside India, but I've moved a lot in India, as in just vacations or staying for a while, like
Mm-hmm.
couple of months and stuff. But I've never lived in another country as such. Yeah, was not privileged enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay.
But this was my first time getting on a flight which lasted more than 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, so well, it felt daunting to get on the flight, but after getting on flight, I understood domestic flights are way different. International flights are way cooler.
Yes, cool. Cool is the
Yeah.
word here, yes. So you said that you
Yeah.
come from India. So would you like to tell more about
Yes.
the place where you come from and your country in general?
Mm, yeah. The place that I come from is famous for two things.
Mm-hmm,
One is for its culture. The second is for its food.
mm-hmm,
Uh, Culture, as in the Hyderabad, has a lot of unique flavor and its own sort of way of doing things.
mm-hmm.
Even our language, uh, they just add a little bit of themselves to everything that they do.
Uh-huh,
I hail from that sort of a city.
mm-hmm,
Yeah, and my country, I think, even though being labeled a developing country, I think it's a good place to live.
mm-hmm.
I think the life is very lively, to be honest. I can't find a suitable word, but yeah, it's vibrant and it's happening all the
Yeah,
time. You just don't need grandeur gestures or
uh-huh.
something for it to feel happening.
Yes,
It is always happening.
that's good. That's good.
Yeah,
So I think I think I can already see hints of you missing your home country. In,
I'm not missing it as such because I definitely know I'm going to go back.
yeah.
So yeah, not missing it. I'm here on a journey. I'll enjoy this
Yeah.
as much I enjoyed my home country.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, how long has it been for you since you came to USA? I mean, to UF or USA in general?
Yeah. It's exactly been a month,
Oh, nice.
like a month, 5 days.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Mm,
okay, now that we have talked about your journey, it's been a month and 5 days for you. I think the next set of questions would be pretty easy and pretty not so difficult for you to answer. So, what
okay.
was something not what was something, but how much time did you actually have before you started your classes? Like, did you have enough time for you to come here, settle down, and make up your mind before you started your classes?
Not as much I would like. Like I planned it in such a way that I've reached here on 19th of August and my classes started on, no, I actually reached here on 16th of August and I started classes on 22nd and 24th. So
Nice.
there was technically time, but the first few days went just in a days. It was
Yeah.
just the getting used to just opening your window and just looking at it rain in a span of 5 minutes and just stopping. You just don't know what is happening here.
Yes. Yes.
It's crazy weather. It's I've never seen something like this. So the first 4 days went by just looking at everything, the
Mm,
way people do things. It was very weird, as in it was not intuitive how things are done in USA.
yes.
It's more rules
Hmm.
than intuition.
Yeah. Yeah.
So nothing comes to us naturally here. You have to learn, you have to apply
Yes.
a lot of intellect rather than just living. So
Hmm.
took time just to understand where my block is in my apartments.
Yeah.
Got lost couple of times. Uh, Not couple, to be honest, more than a couple of times.
Uh-huh.
Uh, yeah, food, another thing. Food, I think I was fortunate enough to know someone here who
Hmm.
could cook for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first few days went by. I don't think you at least need a couple of weeks to transition
Yeah.
to get yourself into a state to go to the classes. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So now that you said that it was a pretty much hazy transition for you from your, coming here, settling down and going to your classes, would you like to
Mhm.
elaborate on your journey, like how it all started and how you ended up at UF? Not how it ended up at UF, like how was your
Mhm.
journey coming to UF, like from your visa process or maybe your flight? You said more than 2 hours flight for the first time, so maybe you would want to elaborate
Yeah.
on it.
Okay. So I applied in December, January.
Uh-huh.
I heard back from UF in February, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
February, third week of February. But I was not sure I would join UF. I mean, I liked UF as such, but I was still waiting for a couple of universities
Mm-hmm.
to still make my decision on
Okay.
what I should be doing. But even after I got the admits in the other colleges too, I felt UF was more a natural choice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why it felt so, but it was a natural choice. And I started the process for financial statement and getting the finances ready for my journey, and also for the I-20 I need to
Uh-huh.
show where do I get my finances from. So it took a while to get all that sorted, but eventually I've submitted the documents. They sent back the I-20, and
Mm-hmm.
my process like was delayed because, as you already know, there are a lot of Indian students coming to
Yes.
USA. They all need F1 visa. There, it was like a battlefield. You just battle for the visa slots,
Yes.
and yeah, so it took a good amount of 3 weeks of hunting for a visa slot.
Yes. Yes.
And yeah, after that hunting, I got a slot very late in July, where my classes start in the third week of August. So it was very scary, as in, what if I never get the visa,
Hmm.
or what if I've just wasted all this money and just can't get there, and my visa interview goes badly, and I have to reschedule it or rebook another slot, which costs a lot. To be honest, that's not a little sum for
Yeah.
anyone from India, because rescheduling it costs a lot. I guess it is around 350 or $160.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, so it was a little scary, but after my interview, it everything fell in place. I booked a ticket.
Yeah.
Actually, I booked a ticket before I got my visa interview slot. That was very
Risky decision indeed.
brave of me. Yes, risky decision, because the flight ticket costed around 1.5 lakh rupees.
Yeah.
That is 150,000 in Indian rupees.
Yes.
That's a huge sum for me, as
Yes, it is.
yeah, because I had to ask my father for that money, and
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah. That all.
weird. Like when you grow up and
Yes,
yeah,
all part and parcel
then
of adult life.
yeah, adulthood, yes.
So now that you've
Then
ticked
I
off your visa, then you ticked off your flight tickets and everything, then obviously the next question would be like, where would you stay? Like where the place you would stay when you come to Gainesville would
yes.
have been on your top of your mind. So how far do you exactly
Hmm.
stay from the campus? Like you stay on campus, off campus, where
Uh,
exactly?
no, I stay off campus
Mm-hmm.
in a apartments called
Mm-hmm.
Stonebridge, where most of the Indian students stay.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, that I've gotten an apartment even before getting my flight ticket.
So
So
we are literally
I
going
think
back
my
in your
process
time zone.
backwards. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I don't know why my things run backwards, but I've gotten my roommates first, then got a room, then went on to book a flight ticket, then went on to get the visa. Usually people just get the visa first, find their room for second, then roommates. I don't know.
At the end,
I just
it all just worked out. That's good enough.
yes, yeah, things just worked out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you said that you stay off campus, so I'm assuming
Yes.
that it is not some, I mean, it's not right of me to assume, but I think it would not be related to UF, or is it like something that UF helped
Yes.
you with, or did you find it on your own? Like,
No.
how was it?
So I find it on my own. Found it on my own. There is a association for Indian graduate students.
Okay.
Uh, I found my roommates there.
Uh,
They were applying for off camp. They were essentially signing a lease for a apartment in
okay.
Stonebridge. So they contacted me when I
Mm-hmm.
put a message that I wanted a place to stay.
Okay.
They've contacted me. They already had their flight tickets, visa, everything booked.
Okay.
So it's like they found me first
Yeah, okay.
rather than me finding a room. They found me first, then a room.
Mm,
Yeah. So yeah, you have didn't help me with that, but yeah, I wish there would have been a more streamlined way
mm-hmm.
rather than finding roommates, and it was a daunting process as such because
Yes.
I had to talk to many people. Like it was all very random, and people were not even sure of what they were looking for,
Mm,
which sort of a roommate they are looking for. Many of them themselves didn't live in outside home at all, so
yeah.
they don't know what they are doing. It was just a lot of chaos, and I don't know how I strung my way out of it, but there's a lot of chaos and noise. Like no one knows anything for sure. There are only very few people who can guide you. They did guide us, but yeah, there was still a lot of disconnect in the process
Mm-hmm.
of finding a home, uh, how to move in. Uh, it was not very intuitive, as I already told.
Yeah.
It's a lot of getting used to as an Indian student. You don't know the rules here,
Mm-hmm.
and the penalties here are very severe.
Yes.
So we don't want to get those penalties, but we don't even know the rules, and every little thing has a 20 pages legal document which you can't keep skimming through when it comes to even the littlest things.
Yes. Yes.
You can go through a lease document, but you can't go through every manual that you find
Mm-hmm.
because you still have things to do. You
Yes.
still have shopping to do. You still have packing to do. A lot of things to do. Yeah, that is one thing I feel very disappointed in. As in, uh, you always have to look out for yourself because it's,
Yeah,
as you know, it's
it
a flea
consumes your
market.
time. Yeah, it consumes a lot
Yeah,
of your
yeah,
time.
yeah, true. Yeah.
So yes, you did struggle a lot with your house. Yeah, I mean, yeah, all of the international students do because you
Yes,
don't know
yes,
whom to approach and where to go and how exactly you want to
yes,
do things.
yes,
So apart from housing, were there any other main concerns that you had before you came to UF? Like something that comes to your mind immediately when you think of the word concern, what comes to your mind?
Hmm? Concern. I think I'm still having a problem finding a on-campus job.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, there. I don't think it's being handled very well.
Hmm.
On-campus jobs, as I've heard a lot of experiences and also a lot of experience myself applying, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a very, I would say, random process. Again, chaos. In such an ordered country, chaos is always a obstacle. As in, there's no streamlined way because it is bound that fall has a lot of students intake.
Yeah.
So I think the system is not very streamlined. The on-campus jobs are not being dealt very well.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the application process doesn't seem smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, and even the HR is not that responsive.
Yeah, okay.
Even if they are responsive, they can't handle the load that's going through their system, which is
Yes,
thousands of applicants, as the intake is too much.
yes.
Yeah, even I applied a job long back, but
No
even
response
the
yet?
my peers, no
Okay.
response yet, and my peers who applied after me got a job. They
Mhm.
just said, "Your application is not the go." Yeah, that's all. That's the response I got from HR. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm disappointed in that. But apart from that, yeah,
Apart from
it's
that,
okay.
any other concern that you had before you came here, except for part-time, like something other
Okay.
than,
Before coming here,
yeah, like,
mm, yeah, how I would live in such a refrigerated country.
okay.
Let me be honest. Like I never used to like things that are refrigerated,
Mm-hmm.
or I don't usually eat anything that's been stored
Mm-hmm.
for too long or
Yeah,
packaged
okay.
food. I I just like to eat raw, like veggies
Mm-hmm.
and fruits which are very fresh. Just to pluck them from my tree and just eat.
Okay.
Uh, from there, it's such a transition. As in, you don't even uh, the the most basic things are packaged for a long time to be
Mm.
sold in a supermarket. There is
Yeah.
supermarket. There is general stores.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. There is no room for anyone else to come in, or there is no room for anyone there. It's
Yeah.
just commercial chains, and then just consumers, going for comfort more than healthy life choices.
Yeah,
I think,
maybe, yes.
yeah,
So, I mean, so you've told that food was a major concern for you and your housing, your
yes,
part-time
yes.
jobs and everything. Like those are, yes, world apart concerns. But like after you came here, like this was all
Hmm.
before you came, right? So if after you came
Hmm.
here, was there something that went unexpectedly in the opposite way of how you were expecting to happen? Like was there something that you were not ready that something would happen like this? Was there
Hmm.
anything that you faced?
Rain.
The weather, yes, Gainesville weather.
The rain. Gainesville weather is so unpredictable.
Yes, it is.
Oh God, it's so unpredictable. It just rains whenever it wants.
Please tell me that
And
no one told you before that Gainesville weather is unpredictable. Did anyone warn you
they,
before?
I think they were warning me subtly.
Okay.
They didn't want to scare me.
Okay.
They were warning me very subtly. They were like, it would be good if you get an umbrella.
Okay.
It would be good if you get rain gear. But they never told me it's very unpredictable. Please get a
Yes, it's a
like
mandatory thing.
umbrella. Yeah, it's a mandatory thing. If I had to guide someone, I'd just throw it in their face, bro.
Yes.
It is unpredictable. Get everything that you can.
Yes, obviously. Yes. So anything
Yeah.
apart from rain that you were like shocked, like something that came across
Mm,
as a culture shock for you, or something that was like, I would have never thought that this would happen to me kind of issue, something that you faced?
mm,
Okay.
I
Tough,
don't
tough question.
think.
Sorry.
No, it's not a tough question, but I think I pretty much expected that I would get a cultural shock. So I was very much holding on to my seat that
Mhm.
yes, I will get cultural shock because it's a new country.
Yes.
It's a different sort of a country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I knew I would get a culture shock, but yeah, I didn't get shocked because
You were
yeah, I
kind of
kind of
expecting it to
prepared
happen.
myself. Yes, I was
Yeah.
expecting it to happen. But yeah, apart from that, I've seen a lot of these teenage dramas, American dramas. So
Yes.
I
You were
think
kind of
they
expecting.
kind, yeah, I don't think they give a wrong notion though. It's kind of very accurate.
Oh,
I don't know it inaccurate in describing the people, but the situations, how
yeah,
the
maybe. Yes, yes.
schools are,
Mm-hmm.
how they call rugby football,
Yes,
and how they give a lot of priority to the football jocks,
yes.
and how quarterbacks are so overrated and statues are only for quarterbacks, even in
Okay.
the Ben Griffin Stadium. Only
Mm-hmm.
quarterbacks get the statues, no one else. Yeah.
So now, okay, okay, that's interesting. Even I've never noticed that. Are all those quarterbacks? I'll have a
Yes,
look at it.
all three of them. All three of them are quarterbacks.
Okay, I'll have a look at them next time. So now
Different
that
seasons,
you've,
different seasons. Yes.
okay, interesting. So now that you've traveled, you've had your main concerns
Mhm.
addressed, you've reached UF, you've seen the
Mhm.
unpredictable weather in
Mhm.
Gainesville. So do you think there was
Weather.
something that UF could have helped you with in your easy transition, or there was something that UF could have done to prevent, any of
Mhm.
your unexpected situations, or, made your travel or journey a bit more easier? Do you think UF could have done anything in a different way?
I don't think so. I think UF is doing all it can because
Mm-hmm.
if my memory serves me right, it is a university of containing 50,000 students.
Okay.
My memory serves right.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I don't think the organization can handle concerns of every one of those 50,000 students.
Yes.
Even the domestic students here travel from their home place to here
Mm.
to stay in Gainesville. Gainesville is a college city,
Yes.
so mostly there are no families here, and the students come from afar places,
Mm.
even in USA. So I don't think like UF is doing as much as it can. Uh, it gives me resources, as I told, like they're providing me resources, but it's a daunting process moving to another country, and it's a intricate process.
Mm.
So I think the students should be ready for the ride. I don't think there is a substitute for that. You just have to go through it.
Yes.
Yeah, just the housing process. I don't think UF can do anything, but I think we as students can come up with something to help the next generation. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's what I think.
That's nice. Like, it was a fun chit chat. Like, it covered everything from weather, food,
Yes,
culture shock, everything. That was a
yes.
good 10-15 minutes long interview we had. Thank you so much. And this
Mhm.
pretty much sums up everything that I wanted to ask. Or apart from that, is there anything that you want to talk about, or something that I might have missed asking you, or anything that you think should have been added to this?
Uh, I don't think so. I'm not a very great thinker, so I don't have that much to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I think it pretty much sums up the entire thing. Thank you for participating in this, and this was insightful. Thank you. And yes, we relate to the struggles international
Yeah.
students face, and whatever you told would be used for our further assignments in a proper guided way. So thank you so much for
Yes.
participating. It was fun having you here, and
Thank you.
thank you so much.
Thank you for making me a part of this.
Thank you.
I love to answer questions anytime. Bye.
Yes, it was a fun interview, honestly. Thank you.
Thank you.